Welcome back to Pisces TV with Dr. MB. Let's get started with your reading.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Welcome into your finance reading. This covers April 14th through the 20th. This is the first finance reading I'm doing for the week, and I like it. I love the messages here. I like that the Ace of Cups made it very apparent that it is the boss here. It came out first and it sat there for a minute before the story came together. Then I have some more little treats over here. Our bonus cards that we're going to go over that clearly shows you, if you can see them. Just do it. Guidance and assistance. And then the Six of Pentacles comes along. And for some of you, that assistance or generous offer is in the near future. For some of you, it's actually the outcome. Even though right now it doesn't seem like it because of some delays. And I feel like Mercury has something to do with it. Or my magician and the confusion a little bit, as well as the environment for some of you guys that requires you to work a little bit harder than others because of working with what you got, which is why it could be important to see more of the beauty in what we have. And I was just like, when I sat here with Spirit, how I would position that so that it didn't seem hard to receive. There is a big deal on not seeing the value. Okay. And just as a huge supporter and a fan of Spirit, right? As well as the liaison and the middleman for my Pisces. Seeing the value is not just some motivational speech I would give to make you feel better. For those of you that are alchemists and that are manifesting, it's important because of your mental state. It's important because of how the universe is going to perceive it in your energy. That's why it's important. And then sometimes to get out of the funk or the fog, being generous and doing something without expectation for someone else is going to help. Others of you, journaling and writing is important. So some of us, we may be doing our vision board. I think I might want to put that on the thumbnail. I haven't said that. I haven't ever had a caption for a vision board. And I have some mastermind friends that are very wealthy that used to get together once a week, once a month to do like vision board parties. And here I am, not going to lie. I was like, man, I respected it because I'm a student of like spiritual practices. I'm a student of metaphysics and quantum physics, but I don't know. I guess because I felt so far away from it and they kind of like already had everything. And I wasn't sure, right? I wasn't sure if those vision boards helped them or they were just doing the vision boards after the fact because they were already in the energy. They already had the spark, right? And for some of us, we may not have that spark. For others of us, this page in reverse just talks about maybe some delays in phone calls, messages, you reaching out, applying for things, or waiting to hear back about something, especially moving for some of you guys. It's pushed back a little bit. Something you were trying to manifest, possibly pushed back a little bit. And I feel that it has more to do with the transits. And for others of us, possibly our thoughts. And what we've put into it, what we're putting into the message that we're sending out to the universe, okay, is also important. So we want to keep that in mind. But like I said, I love, right, my little baby right here, because it just seemed to just want like our attention. I want to get that glow. Okay, anyway. So when I saw the Ace of Cups come out, of course, I'm going to get excited and I'm going to say, yay, a new offer. And it's from Source. And it's generous. With the Six of Pentacles right here. And you've waited, right? And you've been guided and assisted and aided. And this compassion and joy and creativity and new love that's coming into your life. Even though this is a finance reading, for some of you, a spark of a lover or just some sort of intimate relationship, be it a new project, somebody could have a baby, It could be a new person, whatever the case may be. There's a spark that ignites, and it helps you with some domestic matters or finances. Okay. Now, some of y'all, it could even talk about, saving a couple of dollars, because two incomes is better than one. Now, that could be for a couple, or this Nine of Pentacles says that it could be for a person that may love money so much, right, that they're in a busy environment so that they could get these multiple incomes. And for one of you or some of you, that busy environment could be taking you away from your spiritual practices or something about your connection to source. If that works for you, that's cool. But the Four of Cups says that it may not be working for you. You may not see that the risk and the reward are weighing the same. And it may have to do with the environment and how much we're working and then waiting to receive things back. So just be mindful of that. Because I don't mind a workaholic. My parents were like that. And I'm a bit different, right? Millennial Pisces, I ain't doing it. Not working 3 or 4 jobs. Even though stability is important. Even though I became a parent and have a family. And I'm not only responsible for myself, but I'm responsible for others. I get all of that. Yeah. I honestly felt that. And I went through corporate America because most of you guys know that's why I ultimately tapped out of it like 6 years ago or so. How do you have time to cook dinner and talk and help with homework and make love or just sit around and fart? Like, how do you do all of that if you have 2 8-hour shifts or an 8 to 12 or 14-hour shift 5 days a week plus taking in overtime or something like that? Child. Now, if you single and don't have kids or whatever, or a partner, and you working to avoid boredom, that is here, working super hard to just not be bored, that's cool. But it could also be affecting your connection to source in some way. Okay. Or it's just the source of the energy, right? Now, the strength of the matter being a major arcana, we are going to get to that. You also have in the environment a major arcana. So feeling happy and whole is important. Seeking the deeper meaning of life may be more important than finances coming into this reading, but you just stop by and hey, it's something for you. Now, if there's any sadness, resentment, or guilt behind your creative abilities, your finances, your choices, your decisions, something you weren't able to do, if you pulled a whammy here or there, or did something you didn't necessarily want to do to get something done, it just talks about it's like, this is my job, this is what they do. Okay. I'm transparent, so if you guys wonder what's going through my mind, it's kind of like when people go to I don't know what your religions are, but like when you go to the priest or something like that, and you come tell them what you did, and they help you reason with it to liberate your soul. It's kind of like that. So for some that may have had some situations that need to I don't want to say need to let go of, but some forgiveness to forgive yourself and or others. You may want to talk to somebody about that. Okay. Now, I am licensed. But not even just talking to me. We're talking right now. Right. So you don't have to like pull me to the side unless you want to. But yeah, there's forgiveness and there's resentment and all of that stuff possibly needing to be, done with or rinsed away, washed away. Okay. And that's coming from, excuse me. Okay. It's like, don't get choked up. That's coming from spirit. It's saying, hey, if you didn't have the guidance, if you weren't sure, if you were trying to do your best, if it's just in the transits, it happened to you or you did it, whatever the case may be, to release some things so that we can forgive self and possibly forgive others. Now, you do have the Ace, which is similar to a page, where we talk about the connection to source. And because it's in the reverse, I feel that the reversal is more for the slowdown on communication messages and stuff like that, for those of you that are waiting to hear back and applying for things, or how there's just been like a slowdown in what appears to be the opportunity. It does talk about some news, and for some of you guys, it's like news about moving, or waiting on this news is burdensome for you. It seems like a bag of bricks, so just be mindful of that. Now, those of us that are overworking, overhauling to fill voids and stuff like that, it talks about losing one's individuality. So just be mindful of that. Okay. We may have some others that want to work in the beauty industry, tourism, or hospitality. I know so many people that say, I'm just going to go cross country and do something. Or I'm going to start a new thing and just do something. And one of your guidance cards says, just do it. And it says guidance, and it says assistance. And I'll read what those messages are to you. For some of you guys, there's increase. However, the challenge is do more, because we're reflecting and we're at the drawing board. And it's something about being at that drawing board may inspire, or we talked about the vision board, may change the energy, but there's a happy ending or a boon card, a highly auspicious card. The sun card comes out. And I like the sun card by the seeds, because the seeds need the sun to grow. I don't think they grow in the shade or the shadow. So even just some self-awareness, some self-identity. But this does point to a small delay. Some of you with the 3 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles, there could be just a delay. And what we're wanting is independence. Like, when am I going to be released from the karmic energy of the past? When am I going to be able to stand on my own 2 feet? When am I going to make more? When am I going to have more? And if we don't direct those questions and that energy properly, it could turn into this, which is not seeing the value, being in situations and having things you don't want, and feeling like life is giving them to you. Right? But there's just a miscommunication. And it may have something to do with Mercury and a slowdown. So I would, me personally, coming from Dr. MB, right? And reading the cards, but just because I always break my personal thing away from what the cards are saying. Personally, I feel that it's given like chariot energy, or that's like a strong recommendation. If you say, well, why source didn't put it there? Well, because that could be misinterpreted. I feel that to channel the energies for the outcome that you want is important, which requires stillness, a connection to spirit, individuality, having no guilt and shame about who we are, to be in the present moment. And what we do have, appreciate and accept that, because there are some that may not have that. And there were moments where you didn't have that. Even though what looked to be close up coming to you, oh, here it comes, looks a bit more distant, or you've been waiting so long, or you've worked so hard. Hold on. Okay. Stay focused, because I don't feel that it's about you. I feel that it's the season. Even though the season is abundant and fiery and fertile, and you're going to have the energy, boom, boom, boom. Some of you that have been working at it for a long time don't care about some new information for a new season. It's like, I've been doing this. I've been waiting for this. I've been wanting this. But we can always take the benefits and the attributes of each season to add to, and hopefully not take away from what we got going on. Okay. So definitely I like the energy. I see what it could be. What we talked about, creative writing in the vision board, making intuitive decisions, and that busy routine. So just kind of be mindful of those things, however they work or don't work for you. Okay. Emotional stability and that 3 of Swords came up in the shuffle too. So I just want to kind of like be mindful of that, where the Emperor is in control and is delegating and dictating and standing firm. That 3 of Swords just says that, I don't know, it was in the shuffle. So if it comes up again, we'll talk about it. We don't have to talk about it now, but that emotional stability and healing is important. And that's things. That's kind of like what that Ace of Cups represents as well. Even though most of you came in here to hear about money, it's still something about how we feel about money, or the situations that we're currently in that involve money. Okay. Now, the strength of the matter talks about responsibility. for our actions in our life, and being a good judge of character, saying the truth, and knowing what you want. That's what's up. A lot of us know what we want, and it's like, I know that this ain't what I asked for. This isn't what I dreamed of. I'm kind of confused. Maybe I don't even know what I want. Maybe I keep changing my direction, and I've manifested multiple things, and then I'm in a situation where I need help, which is understandable. I need support. That's understandable. Some of us, it's like burdensome to do it on your own. Others of us are just at the drawing board getting the support but don't have the independence. And we're just trying to mix and match and get the happy ending, what's best for us. Okay? But there's a need to be more assertive and step up to be a leader. Step up a little bit for that independence and to be a leader. Being the person you were always meant to be and recognizing your true vocation. It talks about hearing a calling and answering. And some of us aren't doing that. It says, here's the calling, and here's being stubborn and not answering it. There's a calling or something in your soul. And it's like, I'm waiting for you to do this thing that I think you're supposed to do. Source is saying it. And I think the release has something to do with 1, waiting, or 2, planting seeds. I know sometimes a masculine parent would have overly put independence into some of their children, and how you're stubborn and won't even take help, but would bend over backwards for somebody else, but won't take 50 cents. Okay? If there's any of us that could be repeating the same mistakes, still forgive yourself and the situation. We want to do that and not cover that up, because that's a big deal. This is the judgment card. We can't, we don't really play with it or whatever. Some of you guys, it has the arts involved. So double downing on our vision board. Double downing on your creative abilities. Some of you guys may be good with art. I know I have an eye. Even though my brain kind of get crossed at times learning all these new technologies and AI and all of these softwares and all of these gadgets. And I have them, honey. That's why I've rearranged and modified some of the graphics on Pisces TV and made infomercials and all kind of shit. That's the art world. You could draw with your hands. You could do tattoos. You can just see the beauty in things. And so if it's not about a creative career for some of you guys, seeing the beauty in things or the arts, which is the beauty, right? Because I think art is beautiful. That would at least get us out of that 4 of Cups. So some of us don't want to do that. And it's like, why don't you want to do that? Well, what do you want to do? Well, I just want increase. I just want money. Okay. That's fair too. I've said that to God. Like, I don't have to want to be somebody. I just don't want to be suffering. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't have to be anything specific. Who said that? Who died and said I had to be something specific? So I've said that. Near future though, the generous offer, get back to that, because I want to try to keep y'all momentum and excitement. It could also mean receiving generosity from others. So you could be generous. You may be receiving generosity from others. It talks about high personal status, being kind, giving to yourself, and or entertaining others. Some of you guys could be good at that. So I think that that's super dope. Now, if there's some impatience, that impatience is going to be burdensome. So we can be a little patient because of where we at, and they didn't submit it or do something when they were supposed to. So now we got a week or 2 of some different cycles or transits or whatever, and it could be a delay. That's okay. Okay. Others of us, when you got this deep connection to source and this soul purpose that is just strong, there may be a need to do something in that realm. Like, you just got to be happy. Where you have jobs where you support others in one way or another. So you are the person that approves something. You are the person that oversees an application. You're the person that helps them find, help in their communities. You can start those kind of projects. You can join one. Because I love the free legal aid. Like when I was in Texas, I love the free legal aids that are in like every county. I used to, before I even went to law school, I would have my friends go there for things that I helped them with, and then now go to these people because they didn't have the money. That's what led us. It wasn't the lack of information, because we're going to find the information. I had the information. But to get things filed and to not take up all my time, right, or my money, because then I would have to file paperwork saying I can't afford it to file it for you, and that's crazy. So you file it, okay? But there are agencies that kind of help with different things, and I just love that. So even if you were to do something like that, I think that that's super dope. You may not want to be an attorney or a doctor or open a boutique, but there's still ways to help. Cool. And I know the life coach thing, oh my God, it had gotten saturated, especially during the pandemic. Everybody and their uncle was a life coach. No disrespect. I've never said I was a life coach. I could offer some life coaching, but being a life coach, it's like, who do I think I am? You know what I'm saying? I may have some answers for you. I'm connected to a higher power that guides me and strengthens me and has educated me, so I can offer that information as a middleman. But yeah, I'm a life coach. You okay? Cool. That's some people that was doing the vision boards too. So I mean, maybe they on to something. I don't know. No shade. Because some of you could be sitting here like, I'm a life coach and we do vision boards once a week. Okay, hello? Yes. And probably winning. So I ain't saying nothing. I shed my trap. But, for the others that aren't. Okay. So that's what we got there. Moving forward in your approach to take to it, the great work, to do the work, to not focus on the environments around us or what's going on in this 3D world, which sounds absolutely delusional. But a lot of my water signs, like, we good at that. Okay, do that. Not going to hold you. Taking on more responsibility. So this is the strength of the matter, is the capacity to be responsible, because some of you are very conscious individuals. And this just says to continue to do that. To take responsibility, and that's going to pull us out of the regret, the resentment, and all the negative feelings that could even lead to the 5 of Cups. If we don't take this 4th cup, what's being given right here, we don't want to get to the 5th cup, because some of the people in the relationship reading seem like they was getting to the 5th cup, child. And we just trying to avoid some 5th cups. All right. Unless it's something you didn't need. Okay. So being task oriented may help. But we don't want to punish ourselves for our performance and then hide our talents and abilities, then feel guilty about it. We also don't want to buckle under pressure or avoid responsibilities. Okay? So there's that. It also says some of these experiences were done to bring the shadow aspects out to see what else we needed to work on. So the delays were divinely guided to us to see how we would handle the pressure. Will you crack under pressure? Are you going to act up? Are you going to quit? Are you going to hate yourself? I think that's this whole thing. If we work hard to prove things to ourselves, you may need that. I've seen that in some of the transits where some people feel like they can't really have nothing subconsciously unless they deserved it. And then you got some people who resent successful people because they feel like everybody who got something didn't do shit to earn it. I have removed myself from that because I have thought both ways, and I removed myself from that altogether because I love comfort in life. I love to see my family smile. I love to smile. I love to take naps. I don't like to work hard. I like nice things, to be in nice places, to stay on the beach with a non-restricted view, and that cost. So I can't have no beef with money. I can't allow other people that have money and my perspectives of them infiltrate anything I think or feel about money. So I removed myself from thinking about money and people and who got it and why I ain't got it and all that kind of stuff. I just said, I want me and money. That's the new relationship. Me and money go together real bad. And I want us to be on good terms and get each other. So what them rich people doing, what the poverty looks like and the flies falling around people who don't got food in their bones showing, I unfortunately, unless I can help, Remove myself from all of those thoughts because I don't need any of those extra emotions. Okay. Now for others of us, working hard for success, because I know I got some Pisces here, possibly Scorpios and stuff like that. And it also talks about long-term work. For some of us to stop juggling like the small projects, we may look into long-term work. And we're going to get to some of the bonus cards, but I'm just, I was just sliding through the fields. I don't want to rush y'all, but some of the readings I'll keep to like 30 minutes or so for some people who don't want to sit an hour. And then a lot of you have said, I'm so glad you're back with the hour readings. So you're welcome. Now, in the environment, your ability to communicate clearly, to sell yourself, and to be motivated. The magician has all the tools and resources available to manifest the desired outcome, but may sometimes not see it that way. So it's a good card to get if you want to create. But for some of us, it's kind of like burdensome to create. Maybe we feel that we aren't in the right environment or that it's too much work. So just be mindful of that. Now, there's a possibility that the lack of substance that has come up that is necessary to make something a reality is missing. Can't lie to you. Some of us, the work, the inner work, the soul work, the shadow work, is not where it should be, according to you, between you and God, or you and your subconscious, because we also talked about people who feel like they have to be perfect, or the situation, the stars got to align with the stars got to align. I love that about the Wild Unknown Tarot, because she got the stars lined up. Okay. They feel like the stars got to align and the sun got to come out and all this and that. That may not be true. So we want to keep that in mind. And that's a big deal because it's a major arcana sitting right in the center of the reading, which also talks about believing in ourselves and using your talents. It talks about being in charge of our own destinies. And like I said, being able to sell ourselves, our ideas, or our products. All of us can stand to work on that. Now, using old skills in a new field is also dope. Okay, that can be done. There's a way to use spiritual, holistic gifts in practical manners if you chose to do that. But for some of you, it's about using practical things in spiritual careers. So that's a first. Even if it takes reinventing yourself. Okay. A lack of self-belief could be causing confusion, could be causing delays, and may be the reason for the miscommunications. The magician with the 7 of Cups could also talk about a prankster in the environment of finances, making a generous offer, right? So just be mindful of that, because it may not be what you want, or it may take longer than you thought it would. And that happened to me. I'm not going to hold you. Motherfucker said, I can do this. And I accepted the offer based on them doing something I wanted them to do. But then they couldn't do what I wanted them to do. And they still completed the work. But the specific selling point wasn't done. And I was like, I ain't talked to him crazy. But I kind of, because, me and, what is his name? Bugsy. I think we got the same birthday, 28th, 29th, one of them. He up in there. And sometimes it comes out where my boss mafia shit get out. And that's just, it's not violent. Well, okay. The point is, don't play. Don't be playing. I don't play. Don't play. I'm not tolerating playing, because if I tolerate playing, you thinking I'm some kind of punk ass. I ain't. And that's just how it is. I value myself. And because I value myself, shortchanging me is considered a form of disrespect. And if you disrespect me, I'm going to have to determine within myself how we about to go about this. Right? So I'll let him know, because he's a nice guy. I think. I don't know what the fuck he is, to be honest with you. But he did do good work. However, it wasn't the initial selling point. Now he did what some of us need to do, which was sell ourselves, because we got everything we need. And I'm sure this man is somewhere in the Philippines and ain't got much. We got less than y'all. And got him a couple $100. Okay. So he did sell himself. He created that whatever needs to be created. He made it seem grand. And he still fell through. He came through. It's just that he didn't do that selling thing that I wanted, which was the whole reason why I chose to do it. But I guess it was all necessary. And what if what I wanted was unrealistic? I don't know. So I forgave him. I ain't tripping on me neither, because I could have used that money to take care of some other shit that later came up. So see how it's just a butterfly effect that we all be doing shit all day, every day that affects us, others, and the future. So how you gonna roll with it, right? I'm gonna roll with it because I ain't got time to be in the back trying to figure something out or sitting at the drawing board too long. I'll be rolling. So there's that. We also got Mercury here, rules Gemini. And something about how we communicate, how our minds work, and it speaks to how we learn. And this and how we learn is a person that is easily confused and sometimes won't see the value in something because of their comprehension. And then something just flicked my arm. So it's like, watch it. Okay. I don't want to offend nobody. Sorry. I be innocent. But I mean, a lot of you guys are readers. Y'all know the game. What type of student the Page of Wands is. ADD, ADHD, just the letters and the numbers move around on the page. And then they could get frustrated. That's the class clown who act out because they really don't get it. But that may have nothing to do with you. But it's like that person who doesn't do something they love or use their own gifts and abilities end up working in labor jobs, waiting on other people. Because we did talk about hospitality. So it's a labor job, a waitress, or somebody passing out. You see what I'm looking at? And if you're in that situation, there could be a very generous offer coming to you because of your discomfort in your situation. And it at least takes some sort of self-awareness to be uncomfortable, because some people are living in the matrix, in the loop, on autopilot. And you sitting there like, hold on, wait a minute. Take a step back, pause. What's going on here? This ain't that. This ain't what I want. Right? And there's some independence with the seeds that you plant that lead to a happy ending. That's what I have right here. Now, to your bonus cards, you have procrastination will not bring any success at this time. This is the best time to put your plans into action. Just do it. You have guidance with a little star and angels swinging. It says your angels and spirit guides have your back. They are doing the work in the background to make way for your opportunities to come. Stay optimistic. And I believe it, because I be talking noise. Like, I'm a true believer down to the core. I ain't even got no core. If I was just matter and light and a fucking hologram on this planet, down to the essence of the light, I believe. So look out for me. Right? Does that sound mean or demanding? That's real. I don't know. You got to love like I love and believe like I believe to feel like that. Yeah, look out for me. So if I have to trust, which could be hard, if I have to be content when it looks like ain't nothing happening, which could be hard, and if I have to be optimistic and or even just say fuck it and take accountability and mash, Spirit is saying don't do that. Okay, but I'm saying even if you did, okay, I would understand. I get that. It's like, shit, I gotta make this happen. And there's some very successful people that think like that. They don't wait and say, oh my God, work this out for me. They may ask God, but it may be a fire ignited within them that is God that make them go do that thing they think they doing in haste because the angel's working slow. You never know. I'm just open. And I got a vast imagination. So anyway, yeah, staying optimistic is very important. Just doing it is also very important. The card said, not me. Okay. I'm not life coaching you right Assistance. There are some resources you have overlooked that would help you resolve your financial issues. Someone is willing to help you recover. That's that 6 of coins. Guidance could be here, because sources in both of them, and here could be even the strength of the matter. And then just doing it. This is the work. Okay. Now, you have the storm, which I kind of took as brainstorming, because when I shuffled them out, I was noticing the whole vision board thing. So I have that as brainstorming, but some of us could be going through a storm, and a storm that seems like a whirlwind of past shit, karmic shit. But you're a warrior. We got some potential outcomes. We got advice, and all these cards came out, and I took them because I understood. The warrior is the one connected to spirit. That all of this creates. The offering, this is empty with no cup. So this is give it here. Our worries and our fears and the guilt and the resentment and the hiding who we are and the embarrassment or the stubbornness, won't ask nobody for help, and the fact that we can't sit on a computer long enough or stand in the line long enough to get the help that we need or research anything. Got to get that up. And it talks about some triggers with our desires. And it also talks about your cord and connection to spirit. It's the same motherfucker. Sorry. Jesus Christ. It's the same thing. Why do I say that? Because you have the sun over here is the number 19. I don't miss a beat. I probably miss some beats. So I'll just say I ain't missed this one. The sun is the number 19. The animal is also. And we already talked about, I'm going to perpetuate some situations to pull out the shadow in you to do the work that's necessary for you to be who you think you are. Right? So this may feel like a strong connection to me, or it could feel like a trigger. Whatever feels like a trigger, you're going to have to give up. Whatever feels like a strong connection to me, well, I only say that because 19 and 10, it's got the same variation where 1 and 9 is 10 and 1 and 0 is 10, and they all go back to the 1, which is right there. So it's like, that's how we're going to do it, right? That's how we do that. We can take an insert. Which one came out first? It was the animal that came out with all these cards behind it, and I decided to take all of them because it made sense. All right, and then, this card kept popping out, child. So I knew that what we worship and what we put our minds to and what we got our minds on, and how prayer changes things, and how doing something nice for somebody takes our mind off of our own issues, which is possibly how mentors, teachers, pastors, and all them, they needed that for themselves. I like, then I'm gonna get blocked. I just can't never stop, because I was just gonna say some of the textbook therapists, I'm not talking about you natural individuals that's doing the Lord's work, right? But textbook therapists to me seem like they could have come from some of the most troubled situations. And here they are helping troubled people. Now, when it's spiritually induced, I get that, because it's like, I went through those experiences to help others. That's beautiful. But when it's like some wannabe perfectionist trying to tell you how to do something when they got shit going on that they ain't dealt with, that's what I'm talking about. That's like, man, I'm not gonna pay you for the listen to you. Your shit fucked up. Your husband cheating right now. You go to sleep every night ignoring it. Your kids about to jump off a bridge. You don't give a fuck, and you in here trying to tell me, how does that make you feel? Get the fuck on. So anyway, the storm talks about the chaos, the whirlwind, and the disorder. And see, I can't hold back. I can, and how I direct it, my tact or whatever. But we've talked about this. My old school Pisces, we've talked about this, how sitting down, filling out an application, get on your nerves. Like to sit and do tedious work, get on your nerves. So you probably can't, wouldn't be happy working in the office, being surrounded by details and punctuation, grammar, doing things specific ways, learning traits and, in fields that require processes that mind boggle you. That's the thing. It's an energy thing where raising our vibration and connecting to source could transmute some of those things that we possibly even inherited. So, I mean, even for people who have PTSD for good reason, it could have been army, military, passed down through some minorities whose ancestors were tortured, right? They got PTSD too, and it's passed down with these Seven of Pentacles through the seeds. Yeah. Star seeds. And, okay, not the physical father, but the spiritual father, because I just thought about the King of Wands being the father that put the seeds out, and then you got the seeds right here with the Seven of Pentacles, but this is like the spiritual, not the physical one. So anyway, my point was, I can't hear a lot of noise. So being with some headphones on, sitting at somebody's desk, and it go boop, thank you for calling such and such, I'm not going to be able to do it. Working in a restaurant, glasses clackling, forks shaking, boop, disorder. I ain't even trying to transmute that shit. I don't like noise. I don't want to change to like noise. See what I'm saying? So I would love to do something that's not micromanaged, that doesn't have a lot of noise involved, or require too much physical labor. That's just me. So it says possessing an energy much like the Tarot Tower card. So beside that unwarranted solicited advice, the Tower also talks about unexpected offers and income. So don't want to leave that out for some of you. And it also talks about that emotional instability, that spiritual need in our physical financial lives still. Okay. But yeah, it says the storm undergoes or undoes all that is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away. If y'all been following Pisces TV since like 2018, 2019, we talked about that. Being in a situation where it seems like all the doors is closed and nobody's helping. You activating, you pulling away, you going through family shit, you changing, the world changing. It's a mess. That changed my life though for the better. Not gonna hold you. The biggest terror moment I felt like I ever went through in my life created this channel. And got me to California, which I am in love with. And it was the biggest terror moment. And within these beautiful moments, not to even sound like, oh, it's just been cakes and roses. I have experienced some after that, even more, what would I call them? I've experienced terror moments that I have never experienced before in my life. And I never want to experience again. However, I can say that after each one of them, I'm better and life is better. It's weird. And it's not cap at all. It's the truth. It's ironic. It's weird. I don't want any more of them. I'm going to climb up the ladder, up the hill, because that song was playing. I think when I did the lovers reading, I didn't even sing it for him. But in my head, I was hearing running up that hill. So maybe it's because it was for y'all. And I just did the lovers readings a minute ago. But child, yeah, I'm going to run up a hill. Too many more of them come. And the gifts don't come. I ain't going to even hold you. I'm honest. The fuck. And if you feel like me, we can rally the troops and do it. I'm not playing. Because I do work to my caliber. I'm not gonna say I'll do the work, I'm the most blah blah blah. To my caliber, who I am and who God knows that I am, and I don't have to go outside of myself, baby. I can be me, right? So yeah, I don't want to run up that hill, okay, for me or none of my Pisces, but I will be Isis and just run my ass right on over there and say, look, it's ghetto down here. Okay. But it says the ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and the center disappears. The storm is a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age, wealth, or wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. And notice you had the animal. So, the thunderbolt is also associated with God or gods. I learned that through the Greeks and Thor and all that shit. I was like, oh, okay. And then even like, the more radical people that scare folks and wear dark makeup and be Satanists, their thunderbolt means something to them. So the thunderbolt has always been associated with power If nothing else, like Uranus and Pluto, who's doing some shit. So make sure y'all check out the horoscope transit readings because all of this is connected, right? Yep. All right. So it says meaningful obliteration and annihilation. That's when it's in light. God damn. When it's in dark, it says meaningless disorder and dysfunction. So there's that. I get that. When I was going through, it seemed to have worked out to make me better, separate me from shit. I saw more value in myself. I felt stronger, like, oh my God, I'm tougher than I thought, or I'm smarter than I thought, or I'm some than I thought. But I could also understand the people that I've seen and experienced in my life have towers their whole motherfucking life and ain't changed shit. If that's you, I love you. We can't see you. Don't nobody know. You can still listen in and change it, or just know God is watching because I mentioned it. But yeah, I've seen that. Their whole life is a tower and nothing comes of it. And I don't know whose fault that is. But a person with a learning disability doesn't have to be an actual learning disability. It's someone who doesn't take the lessons and the value and all the tools and the context clues and do nothing with them. That could happen. I don't want to be that person, because then, people turn away from you. They judge you. They talk about you, because it's like they blame you for your own shit. And it might not even be you, because I've experienced situations happening and it's like it just felt out of my control. So I have a newfound respect because of some of my experiences for people that have had lifetime fucking towers, because I've experienced months, weeks, years. So how can you talk and tell somebody that they their own problem? I will never. I mean, I would probably think about it a little bit, but I don't want to do it. And then we do got judgment here. So what if we got some of that going on? That's crazy. Our discernment, judging, bias, but judgment and strength ain't got nothing to do with none of that. So let me just stop digging. Now, the Bardo talks about the in-between, talks about a transition. I like that, because not too long ago we had the dead end. Dead end is the rock bottom. The Bardo is like some shit happening, and then the animal showed up that's gonna like go through the jungle with you, and then you're gonna be this warrior with a diamond right in your forehead. It's great. Yeah. Is it the tree of knowledge? Is the tree of wisdom? Is that a such thing? I'm only saying that because I learned recently, right? Because I just been learning. I think it's one of the cards that talks about the path and the journey, and it was between like Scorpio and the Page of Pentacles or something like that. But it said the Corinth, which is you. The goal is to get the serpent around the tree. And I was like, you know how the metaphors be talking in the oracle course. That's just how oracles be talking. Get the circle around the tree. But then you have to know the storyline of the serpent and what the tree represents. And I'm not trying to stretch it or confuse anyone, but I do see a serpent wrapped around this Skeletor, which gives that scorpion energy. And in her tarot cards, I do believe on the Chariot there's a pentacle around his neck, or there's like something on the face. Anywho, y'all get what I'm saying though. It's a saying in esoteric teaching, right, for mysticism. Not all of us are Jews, I get that, but I am. So let me make it, because I talk about Christianity and Allah all day for you guys. Yeah, it's just something about that, getting a serpent around the tree. Look into it. It says spaciousness, grace, forgiveness, and truth. Oh, and we right there by the judgment card, forgiving ourselves, being honest with our motherfucking selves, all of that, and graceful with ourselves and others. Spaciousness also talks about not, we right here, sorry. Also talks about like not clinging, not being tight and stuff like that. Training and working out is also a good thing with this Page of Wands in the reverse with these 10 of Wands. We could have completed something we just started, and we waiting on our outcome. And it's like it's coming. It's a slight delay because of some shit. Somebody else probably fucked up, not you. And or if you did, take accountability, roll over, move on, roll the dice. Right? If we don't do those things, it talks about torment, dislocation, hallucination, and transience. And don't we have the 7 of Cups there with the 4 of Cups? I don't want that. So that's the dark energy of the Bardos. We don't want that. And so last one, we do not. I mean, I don't think it's the favorite. I don't want that one. And then I saw the runner. This is about the Lovers. So y'all got to check out that Lovers reading, because I saw Source put belt to ass and then that horse took off running. That could happen to some of us too in this finance shit. I don't know, but let me get back to where was we at the Warrior. All right, so it says the Soldier, the Advocate. Ooh, this is crazy. Some of y'all watching this, watch the love reading. Look, because this is the shield that the lover had and the sword. He was trying to say the girl from the 3-headed monster. Ew. Anyways, it says, we often envision the warrior as an armored figure with sword in hand, moving blindly toward battle. Yet, the deeper aspect of this archetype brings us face to face with death itself. Spirit, right? The animal right here. The warrior stands precariously at the edge of life and death, trusting the eternal to guide the sword's blade. And you have what? Where is guidance at? Oh, over here behind it. Nice. I'm kind of smart. There it is right there. All right. So the warrior, if and when the warrior loses its center, meaningless confrontations and violence are their default response. When this card appears, it is important to question the battle at hand. It is likely a great one. With deep roots and long-standing tension, the actions you take will stay with you long after the dust settles. Choose wisely. Damn it, some of y'all are in here. That's why the Judgment card is here. The Lovers didn't appear. That's something. That's something to think about. It's kind of cool. Thank you, Spirit. Well, that is what I have, and I do hope that it helped.
For more information on products and services, visit PiscesTV.com.